Dear Mandy, I often wonder if you remember the summer that we turned 13 as well as I do. We lived in Carmel, Indiana, a cloistered, mostly white suburb of Indianapolis. My siblings and I were the students of color in our school district. Like the stereotype of an Indian girl in a white middle to upper class suburb of a mid-sized Midwest city, I got straight A's. You were a C student. From what I could tell, you were well loved by your parents, and they were always around the house. By my adolescence, my parents were always working. My dad burned through corporate jobs, often unemployed and unable to make a living. My mom supplemented the family income by working 2 to 3 retail jobs at a time, leaving the house as early as 8 a.m. and returning as late as 11 p.m. or midnight. So my parents didn't have the time or energy to patrol my siblings and me. They let us roam free. I think they thought we were like cats, and we would always find our way home. I recall when you, Mandy, and our other BFF, Emily, would stay the night at my house. You'd both ask me, "Why are your parents screaming?" I told you, "Oh, they just speak loudly when they speak Hindi." I don't know if you and Emily bought that. I always felt safer with you around. No dishes would fly against the walls. No one would endure slaps or punches. Though I was never the brunt of that abuse, no matter how much of it I witnessed in my home. Often, we would stay at your house or at Emily's. It was around that age I realized that there are 2 types of families. The kind with Afghan quilts in disarray all over the living room furniture, and those with quality blankets nicely folded at the top of the sofa. The kind with no food in sight on the kitchen counters, and the kind with children who leave their empty cereal bowls crusting up next to their nightstands. The kind with manicured lawns, and the kind with overgrown weeds for a lawn and a poorly constructed wooden half pipe in the front driveway made by my brother and his skater friends. Back in the day, I wandered to yours and Emily's homes because I yearned for their calmness. I must have been seeking solace in what seemed sanitized to me. Our sleepovers were enviable. We'd pull all-nighters. On one of those, we snuck out of your house, Mandy, and walked for miles in the depth of the shadows, unafraid because it was the 90s in the middle to upper-class suburb of a mid-sized Midwest city, where we never heard of adolescents being assaulted. We were safe in our microcosm. As we walked, we came across a railroad track. Trains rarely ran through our suburb, so the tracks were a surprise. Immediately, you called me Teddy and called Emily Verno. Soon we transformed. You, Mandy, became Chris. We must have watched Stand By Me together at least 10 times. We walked along the railroad tracks, me, Teddy, kicking rocks, Mandy/Chris balancing yourself on the rails of the track, and Emily/Vern complaining, "Why do I have to be Vern? Is it because I'm fat?" I was just happy I wasn't Verno, so I took no notice of Emily's complaints. I was fat, but more reckless in temper than obvious in obesity. A natural Teddy. Another time, we reenacted Gordy's story of the pie eating contest from the film. Mandy, do you remember when you put a white tank top on your fat black cat Licorice? The tank top said, "wide load," and we paraded the cat around the cul-de-sac going boom baba with each of its steps. We often recited lines from the film. "I don't shut up, I grow up, and when I look at you, I throw up." Or "you flinched, 2 for flinching," followed by 2 soft punches to the upper arm. Us girls, we were fearless young boys off to see a body of our own imaginations. Soon it became our ritual. No matter whose home we had a sleepover at, we would morph into Chris, Teddy, and Vern. We had no Gordy, the writer. No wonder we were reckless. Without a writer's voice of reason. Our harmless all-nighters soon invited cigarettes into the mix. I guess because back then no one carded, so we bought smokes on our own. We, Chris, Teddy, and Vern, exchanged secrets. You both had crushes on boys. I was the only one who had gotten her period and had no crush, except maybe on Stephanie, the redhead from science class. But that's a story from another era of my coming of age. Our late-night hangs became more risque, pilfering beer and liquor from our father's stashes. Once, Mandy, You remember? We went to a Catholic church at night. It was unlocked and had a room for prayer. You were drunk on a River Phoenix-like machismo, and you flipped off the incarnations of spirits at the Catholic church in your stupor. I was shocked. I thought you were being raised by good Catholic Polish folk from upper Minnesota. I never dreamed you would commit such sacrilege. But who was I to talk? The one who swore at teachers and spent more time in detention than most cut-up boys my age. Then there was the one night we snuck out at like midnight to Kevin Kernick's house, the boy that you were pining after. We threw rocks at his bedroom window until crack, the glass slowly shattered. Way to go, Verno, you yelled at Emily. Soon the front door to Kevin's home swung open and a rifle emerged. We sprinted as fast as we could, only to be tackled by barefoot Kevin's mother with the rifle in her hand. She lifted us up and demanded, "What the hell are you girls doing?" I said something like, "Mandy likes your son Kevin. We wanted to see if he would talk to us." Kevin's mom softened. She said, "You girls know that some families have guns, don't you?" We apologized. She dropped us off at your house, and oh man, your mom and dad gave us an earful. They may or may not have ever told my parents, because I received no punishment. Yet my friendships with you and Emily began to drift. I know high school wasn't easy for you, Mandy, especially since the horny teenage boys labeled you a slut. And then Emily attempted to be popular and curry the favor of cheerleaders. I found us pot smokers and rejoiced. Those years of adolescent innocence, teetering on the edge of danger and death, fled from us. By the time we were 16, we weren't friends anymore. I guess we found other cliques to be a part of in our affluent suburban high school that took a page right out of John Hughes movies. I was active in the drama club and known for my theatrics. Also, I fucked up my grades as the good little Indian girl and became the bad seed drug user. Emily lost her identity and disguised her chipmunk cheeks in an amused rouge, attempting to be a cheerleader but never making the cut. And Mandy, you suffered the worst fate of us all. You were blamed for becoming pregnant with a star football player's baby. He graduated, but you dropped out of school to have your child. So unlike the boys in Stand By Me, I don't think you ever had any choices. You were not able to reshape people's version of your Chris. In the movie, we learned that Chris Chambers put himself through college and became a lawyer. He was shot as an adult sticking up for someone. The last image of the movie is with the adult Gordy typing the sentence, "I never had any friends later on, like the ones I had when I was 12. Jesus, does anyone?" I know I haven't. I guess I'm writing to say, I've never had a friend like you, Mandy, especially a girl who was shunned for just being a teenager. You made it to adulthood on your damn own. I hear you're married now, and your kids are grown. That you married another guy, not the star football player. That you're a bank teller, and that you never got a chance to go to college. I wonder how you would answer this question. Did you ever think about what would become of our futures when we were 13? I thought I'd be dead by now, to be honest. I did have Teddy's temper and a streak of rage. Somehow I got the sense talked into me. I'm writing to say, like Gordy, I'll never have friends like I did that summer of 12 going on 13. 13 was bliss. It was freedom, the open road, or railroad, if you will. It was daring without the consequences. It was the chase for that imaginary dead body. I found mine in these words. I hope you found yours. Your friend forever, Sapna.